since we made a video on this channel, and there's good reason for that because the main thing I film my content on took an unfortunate accident. Yes, my phone broke, and if you can tell here, you can't even like see any of the screen. So I haven't been able to do anything with my phone. It's been like that for a little bit, and I've been trying to get it replaced. A screw up on my part trying to get it replaced is now making it take even longer. So hopefully by next week, I will actually have my phone again to record things in the more laid back, lazy style that I normally do. But I figured, since I haven't done a video in so long, I'll whip out the old Elgato face cam here and do a video this way. Just let you guys know what's going on. Like, hey, why there hasn't been any videos, what happened, and yeah, pretty much because of this thing right here. We also been on a vacation this week, me and my family, so just been enjoying that time too. But just want to let you guys know what's going on. And since we're here, I could show you a few pickups I've gathered over the past week and a half or so since I made my video from some yard sales. And this will not be everything. I've actually had some great finds at yard sales over the past week and a half, especially today. I'm recording this Saturday night. It is the 12th. And I had some awesome finds this morning. If I can remember to link, because I can't take pictures, I don't have my phone. If I can link maybe a listing of or a picture of these two CRT TVs I found. I'm like a CRT TV connoisseur. Every time I see one, I can't pass it up, especially if it's a small one. And guys, I found two great ones today, a Panasonic one that has a built-in VHS into it, and then an old vintage Sony Trinitron that, man, apparently both of these things are pretty valuable, pretty rare find. So I'm glad I found them. Those are really cool. I'll try to put them in there. But yeah, we'll start off with some games. I actually have some books I picked up, some movies, and a new journey. Man, I have opened a door for myself now, a new collecting journey that I'm going to be on. I'll show you guys some of that stuff too, but I won't try to drag this out too long. Let's get this video rolling so we're not here for half an hour. Told you guys earlier this year, I wanted to start working on collecting games for my light gun shooters. I need more light gun games, man, so I can enjoy some on my Sega Saturn, my PS1, the Dreamcast, all the light gun stuff. And recently, I picked up a Super Scope. So we picked up some Super Scope games here. We got, I think this one came out first. Battle Clash. I picked this up off of eBay. Both of these are really cheap for 10 bucks. And then I believe this is its predecessor, the Metal Combat. Both of these on Super Nintendo. And pretty much these are like boss rush games that you play with the Super Scope. They aren't like the best well received. They're not worth a lot or anything, but they look like fun. I haven't had a chance to play them yet, but they look like a blast. And the Super Scope is pretty fun to play with. It's very accurate. They built the pack-in game that came with the gun, but trying to look through the reticle on there, it like takes away so much for your viewing, like your peripheral vision. It kind of stinks to play with it. It kind of like hinders it, even though that's kind of how you're supposed to play. I know some of the games, like you're trying to see enemy ships or something coming in from the side of the screen and you can't see it because the reticle's messing with it. So then you try to play without the reticle and you're just aiming off the cuff. But that's kind of the negative with the Super Scope, but it's still a really cool peripheral. And yeah, two more games to play with it to add to the light gun games. Also, I don't know if you guys watch Austin Heroics or everything. He does these $10 game collection challenges and stuff like that, like Retro Rick and everything. And he just wrapped up one, and he does game giveaways at the end of it. So if anyone needs anything, he had something I wanted, so I was like, hey, could I get this game? And sure enough, he said I got it, and he sent it to me. It's a great condition, Xenophobe on the NES. Of course, got a lot of similarities there right there, inspiration from Alien, and I love that movie. And yeah, I did not own this one, so really cool of Austin to send this my way. Thanks to him. Shout out to him. And yeah, can't wait to dive into it and give it a play. Another pickup here from the Amazon Prime Day deals was the Final Fantasy collection here, the Anniversary collection. Getting that Pixel remaster, we all know that thing like would never come down in price. It was sold out. Trying to get it secondhand was really expensive. So I'm really glad they did a re-release of this thing, the Anniversary collection. And I actually started this up the day that I got it a couple days ago, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the classic look and play of, because you guys know I love Dragon Quest, so I love how these early entries play in the series. I'm not using any of the boosts in anything that you can do in these games. I'm trying to play through it legit. The only thing I'm doing differently is I am using the auto battle feature just to help with that grind sessions. And I am using the, like, you can run faster in it, but experience boost, guild boost, and stuff like that, nope, not using it because I still want to try to get that true feel. And I'm starting off with the first one because I never played Final Fantasy 1 or 2. I played 3, 4, 6, haven't beaten 6, but played those. But I've yet to beat the first 2, so I'm enjoying this. What a great pickup for $40 during the Amazon Prime deals. Now, this next set of games here, which will be the last set of games showing for right now, if you just care about games, was a crazy yard sale find today. Late in the day, I went to a yard sale where I had bumped into the big video game reseller in town. I bumped into him at a yard sale, and he had already hit this part of town, so I was like, I don't even know if I should even waste my time going to it, because in my town today, there were estate sales going on one side of the neighborhood, and there were all the other garage sales. I'm like, forget the estate sales. It's going to be packed. I'll work on the other side of the city. And I had found tons of great stuff this morning. Actually, that isn't the last bit of game stuff. I have 2 more. Timeout. Pause camera. All right, we're back. I found the other 2 games I had gotten today. But again, other side of town was all he was at. I went to the other way, found a bunch of great stuff. So I was like, let me go to the other side of town just in case. And this was like at 11 o'clock today, guys, late in the day. Went to a yard sale and said, hey, do you got any movies? I'm a movie guy or a video game guy. She's like, no, we don't have any video games, but I do have a bunch of movies. I don't know if you'd be interested in any kid stuff or anything like that. And I said, yeah, if it's like old VHS cartoons and stuff, I do like those. She's like, yeah, I think I have some. Let me just come into my garage. I'll open the cabinet and you can have a free-for-all in it. Look through them. So that's what she did. She goes in there, opens the cabinet, and I'm looking through the movies. But while I'm looking through the movies, I see a Super Nintendo in there with a box that has some games in it, like controllers and stuff like that. I was like, you actually do have some video games in here. She's like, oh, really? I showed it to her. I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, let me ask my husband about that. And he comes around the corner, and he's like, yeah, anything you want in there, all that stuff we'll get rid of. I think there might be Wii stuff in there too, which I couldn't find any Wii games or anything, but he's like, yeah, have at it. You can have a Super Nintendo, go for it. Any movies you can have. So the Super Nintendo, they ended up selling me that whole lot and set, and these are some games. They only had 5 games in it, and these are I actually needed 3 of them, so this was really awesome. Tetris and Dr. Mario, Tiny Toons, A Buster Bust Loose, and NBA All-Star Challenge. So 3 out of the 5 I needed. And it actually came with like a dog bone NES controller, which, yep, I brought that over here. So that's really cool that was in there too. And yeah, so really neat that how even if people have gone to yard sales, guys, if you ask that one question, I guess no one asked for movies because I like to get movies. It just triggered her like, hey, since you asked, let me show you these movies back here. And boom, there was some Super Nintendo stuff. So it's crazy how things can work out sometimes and you can still find things, even if it's been combed over. Then lastly, another guy who's a reseller in town who I buy all those games from. I show you guys like he'll sell me lots and stuff for my collection. His name's Kevin. I forget the last video I did with him, the stuff I bought, but I bumped into him at a garage sale. He's like, hey, I got some games in the car if you want any of them. And he sold me these for $5 a piece because he always gives me great deals. He's always looking out for me, hooking me up with good stuff. And Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. And one I really needed was Kirby Planet Robobot. So he's awesome. He really hooks me up with great game prices since he buys them so cheap. And since he sold these to me for $5, I'm guessing he only paid $1 for each of these somewhere. So really awesome pickup there for the games. Now let's get into, you know what? I won't drag it out here. Let me show you guys the new thing I'm diving into. And I know you guys are like, Steve-O, how are you going to be having space for this stuff? I don't know. But yeah, let's dive into the new thing. So the new thing we're collecting here in the Stevens household, Jurassic Park. And I'll have to move my mic out the way because went in and bought the Colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex today. There's old Colossal T-Rex, and you're guys like, Steve, what even spurred this? Why are you wanting to collect Jurassic Park? And quick story time, Jurassic Park is easily in my top 5 movies of all time. It's up there. I actually got to see it in theaters when I was 8 years old back in 1993. My dad took us to see it in the theater, and I loved every minute of it. I love that movie. Been a fan of Jurassic Park ever since. But I never really thought about like collecting stuff for it. And apparently, there's a huge collecting scene for Jurassic Park toys going all the way back to I think it's the Keener toy line, back when they first came out. And I started getting like excited about it. And then recently, I sat down and watched the first movie with my kids. It was their first time watching the movie, sitting there as a family watching it. I'm like, man, this just rekindled my love again. Like, I love this thing. I love Jurassic Park. I want to start collecting for it. And I immediately like, let me see what figures they got out at Walmart. So I bought this Jurassic Park World Rebirth, the Super Colossal T-Rex, and I got 2 more things over here. I've kind of bought like a large one, then a medium one, and a small one. And then we got the Mosasaurus here that came out. This is all Rebirth toy line. Again, since I'm just starting, this is all that's available in the stores to me right now. And that's the other thing. Like, video games can be like $80 a pop now. To get a toy for like $20, and you guys know I'm not a big toy guy. Feels good not to have to pay an arm and a leg for like a collectible thing that I want to collect for. And then the small guy here, I won't even try to pronounce the name because I haven't seen Rebirth yet. We're going to go to the movies and either see it if there's time tonight to go see it, me and my son, or it might be in the middle of the week next week. But looking forward to playing it. So that was the small one. But the ironic thing was, since I wanted to start collecting these things, I actually see a lot of these things at garage sales. Like, I'm always seeing Jurassic Park toys, and sure enough, this morning I saw one. Like, the second sale I went to had Jurassic Park toys laid out all over the table. Unfortunately, which I don't know why I did this. When I started off garage selling this morning, I only had $26 in my wallet. That was it. So $26, and I didn't go to the bank yet. So I was like, let me just go see. Odds are I might not even find nothing. And then the very first sale, I wish I could have bought every toy. But unfortunately, with the money I had, because they had some gaming stuff too, some Wii games and stuff that I bought as well. These are the only ones I was able to walk away with. And it's a bunch of just the smaller figures here. They were doing these for $2 a piece. So I got a good little handful of these, and then they had the medium-sized ones for like $5, and then bigger ones for $10. And again, they had a bunch of them, and I wanted to buy them all. And my goal was to actually come back and buy the rest of them after I went to the bank, because sure enough, I went to the bank, went to go get some money, and I came back to get the rest of them to add to the collection. And sure enough, they said shortly after I left, someone came and bought out all their toys, not just the Jurassic Park stuff, but they had other toys there as well, and someone came and bought it all out. But I'm going to keep in contact with these guys because they said their son, who was not there at the time, is actually a big Jurassic Park fan. He might have more stuff he wants to get rid of, and he's a huge Godzilla fan, which I am too. And it'd just be cool to see his collection. He's like, oh, the dad said he'd love to show off his stuff. Anytime he can show his stuff off, he loves to. So maybe it could be a cool future video. I can show you guys, if he's down with it, like a tour of his stuff. If he's got some really cool things, I'd really love to see his Godzilla stuff. But yeah, he can just show me the ropes on some of this Jurassic Park stuff too. Because I'm like, man, it's crazy how like right when I want to start buying the stuff, I go to a yard sale that had so many things, but I'm still happy with the little ones I walked away with. So really cool start to a new journey here. I know it's crazy, but it's fun, and my kids like it too. So now it's like my son loves these things. So now it's the decision: do I let these things breathe and take them out the box, or do I do the collector thing and leave them in there? I really want to take this T-Rex out though to see how big it is. Like, that would be awesome. So anyways, with the new thing out the way, let's get into some of the other things. Let me show you some of these books that I got. All right, sorry, I just had to clear some space off the table here. But one of the first things here, the Best of Pokemon Adventures. Found this at the yard. This is all like yard sale finds too, guys. This Pokemon book, and I think this was normally only a paperback book, because on the inside of this hardcover, there is like the paperback of it still, but this has a hardcover around it. So not sure how that happens or how you're able to get it hardcover. But yeah, adding that Pokemon. And this is just like old classic stuff. This lady was getting rid of her books for free at a yard sale. She just wanted them gone. And I looked through stuff for it for my wife and like sci-fi stuff that I like to get and to read. And these were in there. I just thought they were so cool because these are from the 1960s. Yogi Bear goes to college, and I just thought this was like really neat stuff. You see there with the kind of comic book style strip inside. Teensville, USA, same sort of thing. Boom. And then The Wonderful World of Peanuts. Again, just a bunch of comic strip stuff inside. So for free, I mean, couldn't pass on it. And it's just cool that some from the 60s, still around to this day. 35 cents for these things. Like, man, sometimes I wish these prices would come back. Then, of course, 50 cents each. I can never pass up on anything Goosebumps. So 2 Goosebump books here to add to the stack that we're building. And then spent a lot. This was last weekend. Spent a lot of time at this garage sale talking with this guy because he was just a cool guy to talk with. Good conversation, and he had a bunch of comic stuff. And I'm starting to dabble a little bit in it ever since I bought that lot a few weeks ago. Like if I see something now, I'll look at it and be like, oh, that might be something that I'd like to read or check out. And of course, I'm a video game guy. He actually had this comic book, Battle Chasers, and I know that was based, or a video game was made based off of this. So he told me the story behind it and how the creator of the comic, people were angry at him because I think he went to go help work on the game and didn't finish up the comic, but I think he did eventually come back to finish it off. This guy knew a lot about stuff. And I told him about the lot of comics I had found last week and started naming off a couple of books out of it. And he was like, man, you scored big time on that one. So again, I don't really know a thing about it, just that it was too good of a deal to pass up on that one comic book lot. And I thought this was really cool because I didn't even know they had Transformers books, but he also had this for $1, the Transformers trilogy, and it has 3 books inside of it that, man, I'm looking forward to reading. Like, I can't wait to dive in and read some of these. It has Hardwired, Annihilation, and Fusion. So, again, I didn't even know this stuff existed. So, really cool to add that. Then probably the neatest book find was this right here, this Pokemon Let's Find Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, all the way from 2008. And I don't know if you guys remember those books back in the 90s, the Highlights magazines. They were a really big part of my childhood. But there would be a page in that Highlights book where you would have some items you'd have to go and search through on the page to find. That's kind of like what this book is. You have like a list of Pokemon to look for, and then you go on the page and hunt those down. So really cool books to the collection. Now some movies and we'll wrap this up. And again, I picked up more than all this stuff, but this is like just to highlight things to go over. One of these things, I actually have a figure I forgot to show you off to you guys, but it'll match with one of these movies because I always look for VHS. And like I said, I love Godzilla. So we found King Kong versus Godzilla, the clamshell 35th anniversary edition. Also with some Godzilla action. And check this out. Yeah. And it's got one more. So pretty cool stuff. Found this at a yard sale and I had to get it to add to the Godzilla collection. I like how the mouth opens when you hit the button. So kid in a candy store, man. Awesome stuff. All right. Then we found this one, Invaders from Mars DVD. Looked right up my alley. Weird sci-fi. This is actually a Bolo Blu-ray. I actually have The Evil Dead on Blu-ray already, but didn't have Evil Dead 2. But they make a combo pack here that's actually out of print. So if you see this out there, it's a pretty rare one and hard one to find. So it can hold a little bit of value to it, like 20 bucks or so, but still cool to find. Then some more VHS. Old Dustin Christ would love these 2 pickups because we got some Mystery Science Theater, The Pod People on VHS. To go along with that, one more. Man, it stinks. I wish this guy would have had a lot more, but these were the only 2 he had. Cave Dwellers from Mystery Science Theater. So 2 cool ones there. And then last but not least, we got Batman the movie on clamshell. So yeah, a small little wrap up, and I'm sure this video is probably already too long than what I want it to be, but just a little taste of some of the stuff I've gotten over the past week and a half because the yard sales, they're still alive and pumping for me, man. Like, it's crazy the kind of luck I've had with some of these things and stuff. The new addition to Jurassic Park, I'm going to have a whole side of the room kind of dedicated to that now. And I'm like diving deep into it, so I can't wait. So if you're into Jurassic Park, you might start seeing that stuff on here too. But yeah, games, books, a little bit of everything in this one. And yeah, hopefully my phone will be back soon. If not, I might just have to do some videos this way. We'll go the old school route of me in front of the face cam. So anyways, that's all I've gotten over the past little bit. Hope to be back soon making more content, especially after like I said, the vacation's over and the phone gets back. We'll stream some more games and stuff again. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. I'll catch y'all on the next one.